In here, some residents in KwaNdengezi in KZN still cannot believe that they don't have homes anymore. They're currently living in the community hall after their homes were swept away in the floods last week. More than 430 people have since lost their lives. Our reporter Tshegohaco Moagi is in KwaNdengezi and joins us live. Tshegohaco, it's over a week now since those devastating floods, and residents there are still struggling to come to terms just with the level of devastation there.
Absolutely, Ntanta. Good afternoon to you once again. And I think the issue of coming to terms is the amount of loss that they have now incurred and come across following these floods. But also, Ntanta, of course, the issue around people who have lost loved ones because of these deadly floods in KwaZulu-Natal. But as you mentioned, we are in KwaNdengezi in the province, and just to give us an understanding as to what happened, where we are currently standing, I am joined by Makhosazana Thusi. Thank you so much for your time. So masiqale ukuthi la masime khona kwenzakaleni?
Kwaqhamuka amanzi lapha la ngenhla eqhamuka enodaka ongathi into like igagasi yafika yashaya lo muzi lo lana yajika la ngiqhamuka ngapha kamakhelwane ngithe ngisathi ngithi ngizomemeza kwase kumuvi indlu yaboqoka ingangarisenalo nethemba lokuthi mhlawumbe kukhona ozophuma. Ngithe mangithi ngiyabheka kuleli side elingapha lendlu ngabona ubaba wabo esephuma ephethe le encane ingane, laba bawu2 na8 no2 lo oshonile bengakaphumi. Wakhala lapha ngezansi lapha egcekeni esemuka namanzi bakhona ukumkhipha, babuya bazokhipha bathi bazobheka lo la ubaba wakhe wayekalile ukuthi mhlawumbe umshiye mama kuphi. Wamthola lapha kulesa spontshe lesiyana esivela lapha yana. Wathi memthola wathi bayamthola kodwa still akasekho. Sase siyahamba siye police station. Salala khona epolice station ngakusasekuseni bavuka bafika bamthola. Asasizwa yilo lelitholethe lingabhelikanga ukuba simtholile mhlawumbe ukuba lalingekho mhlawumbe ngaba wamuka namanzi.
So that night imvula beyinetha kakhulu?
Ibinetha kakhulu ngoba noma kungenwa la kubhekwa laba bebesele phakathi kwakusabisha kusaqhamuka izikhukhula sivika nazo izikhukhula ukuthi kungaze gcine sekulimala nabanye.
Wena sisi uzizwa kanjani njengomndeni wakho manje? You said that ukuthi umntana wakho one2 ushonile.
Ngizizwa ngibhlungu kakhulu futhi nale ndawo le ngizwa noma ngathiwa kuyalungiswa kuyakhiwa kuyona angeke ngisakwazi mina ngoba ngiza kunalobo buhlungu ukuthi ngizohlezi ngikhumbula lento le eyenzekile.
So nifuna ini ke ephuma kuhulumeni?
Sicela asize mhlambi ngezindlu nokuthi mhlambi sisuswe la kule ndawo nabanye omakhelwane ngoba nje sekukanje vela akasekho umuntu ophephile la kuvuleki imihosha yonke indawo like lapha ezantsi.
Ubositshela ukuthi nge-2019 this never happened, azange wazengala kanje?
Ngo-2019 imvula yanetha lana sasisanda kakha sasiney'nyanga mhlawumbe eziwu3 sasiney'nyanga singenile endlini kwadilika amatshe nodaka zama ngemva kwendlu akhange kuze kubhilike kuphela kwakumfimfa kungena amanzi endlini. Le yenzeka manje ngiyaqala ukuyibona.
Abantwana bakho, the 8-year-old specifically, unjani yena?
Lona 8 ukhubazekile akakwazi ukuhamba, wagula esena2 years wafi side la ka right lonke.
And manje with these floods itrauma yakho neyakhe neyakababa ninjani nini?
Mina kubhlungu ngize ngibona kungcono mangihleli nabantu abaningi ngoba nento eyindlu nje ngisayisaba ngize ngizwe ngiphephile khona mangihlele ehall. Yena mebona into engamanzi nje yahambayo usakhala namanje. Usakhala namanje umuntu osungathi naye usanayo itrauma ubaba wakhe kodwa uthanda ukuba ngcono kunathi.
Ngiyabonga kakhulu Makhosazana Thusi. She's a resident here in Nhlanhla, really just giving us details of what has transpired in this area. I'm going to request my colleague Gift just to give you the clearer visuals of her house, what used to be her house, and where she says they found her son, her 2-year-old son, on the morning after the flood. So they went to the police station after these floods on the Monday evening. On the Tuesday morning, they came back, and that's where, on that mattress, I'm not sure if you're able to see it there, that mattress, that is where they found the 2-year-old. That's where he was lying. at that time. She's also detailed to us that she's still scared of being in a house specifically. She mentioned to us off air that they had moved them from the community hall to a house where they were also going to get some kind of counseling, but then she requested that she be moved back to the community hall because she felt more secure, where in the community hall space there's also a lot of people. She's able to, she feels better when she's surrounded by the people that are at the community hall, that same community hall in Tlantla that were at just an hour ago. So that's just what she had been detailing to us about what transpired on that evening when the mudslide, so to speak, with the heavy rains that followed in KZN, came tumbling down from the top of this space, and it really just moved down and hit her house as well. So what happened was the rains kept hitting space, house by house, as it came moving down, the mudslide specifically, because with all the residents that we've spoken to, they've mentioned to us that it was very muddy and murky water that had really transpired and that had affected them on that evening. So even with Makosazana really just giving us details about what happened on that evening, her son, the 8-year-old, is still quite traumatized, saying that when he sees just water, he's been able to be rescued by the father on that evening, but when he sees water, he's still quite traumatized. But she herself saying that she'd rather stay at the community hall for now, asking for government to assist them with a place where they can build houses, build homes, and try to rebuild their lives.
Well, thanks there to our reporter, Tshegohaco Moagi. She's part of our team who's on the ground in KZN. She's currently at KwaNdengezi. We're getting an account of just the level of devastation that's been seen there. And one resident, as you heard a short while ago, speaking about the unthinkable horrors and the trauma that the heavy rains as well as flooding has left them to still keep in mind, and many still being unable to place themselves even in houses at this point.